All right, from game one there to game two here. The NBA Finals resume festivities tomorrow night in Boston, 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Would someone like to inform the Mavericks, specifically offensively, that this has begun? Boston held the Mavs to a playoff low, 89 points in game one. Kyrie Irving had his worst shooting night of his finals career, 6 of 19 from the floor. He missed every three-pointer he took as the Celtics rolled in game one. Joining us from the Common, NBA analyst Sebastian Christensen in Boston ahead of game two. Sebastian, the Celtics bottling up the Mavs, certainly on the defensive end. If you're looking at shutting down lob attempts, Celtics did that. Limiting corner threes, Celtics did that. How can this Dallas offense now fight back?
You know, Randy, you have to give a lot of credit to the Boston's defense, their versatility, their ability to switch everything really complicated matters for Dallas. But I think the Mavericks can go about it with more of a controlled aggression. And what I mean by this is they have to attack Boston's deficiency. I don't know if they thought Porzingis was not going to be 100%, but they seem to make a conscious effort about going straight at him. And he responded with 3 blocks, being a constant presence in the paint. Where he lacks a little bit more is moving laterally, moving side to side. So if you go right at him, you're playing right into his hands. At the same time, Luka Doncic has to cut down turnovers, get downhill a little bit quicker, get the ball moving, and got stuck too much. 9 assists as a team is just not acceptable. Kyrie has to make some of those open threes you were mentioning. So the good news for Dallas is they had a lot of room to grow. We'll see if they're up for it tomorrow, game 2.
Luka Doncic still a 30-point double-double in his NBA Finals debut, which is the 4th player in the last 50 years to do that. Now, as for his star counterpoint on the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, a down night by his own standards. Only 16 points, did have 6 turnovers. But, Sebastian, you're seeing leadership elsewhere on this Celtics roster. Who's leaving you impressed ahead of Game 2?
No doubt, Randy, Jaylen Brown, the unquestionable vocal leader of this Boston team. Many of us had doubts, at least I had doubts, who was going to emerge in that role after they traded away Marcus Smart. And Jaylen Brown has come up in a big way. Third quarter, game 1, Dallas had just trimmed the 29-point lead to 8 points. Masula calls timeout. It's Jaylen Brown's voice we hear, asking for poise from his teammates. He then leads by example with a fury, offensive fury, couple steals, game's over. Jaylen Brown seems to be in a mission after the All-NBA snub a couple weeks back. And he was the first one to say, Randy, after game 1, on to the next one. Game 2, he's leading by example. He's setting the tone for the Celtics team. He's the aggressor, and he has the toughest defensive assignment, too, in this series.
3 blocks and 3 steals in the same game for the first time in Jaylen Brown's career. Dallas looking to even things up tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Sebastian Christensen getting us ready in Boston.
Which begs the question, how beneficial is getting Game 1 won? Well, 7 of the last 10 teams to win the NBA Finals were winners in Game 1. ESPN Analytics expects the Celtics to continue that trend, giving Boston an 83% chance to lift the Larry O. Tim Bontemps explains, though, the Celtics 100% do not buy into these numbers.
The Boston Celtics know better than to be excited after winning Game 1 of the NBA Finals. After all, the Celtics did so 2 years ago against the Golden State Warriors, only for the Warriors to go on to win the NBA title. There's still a lot of work left to do, Jason Tatum said. That said, Game 1 was a good start. Kristaps Porzingis, after missing more than 5 weeks with a calf strain, looked like he hadn't missed a game. Boston's defense stifled Dallas's high-powered offense, and the Celtics moved 3 wins away from a record 18th NBA title. The job, though, is still not done. We can't be celebrating ourselves, Jaylen Brown said.
Yeah, nothing to celebrate in the Maverick camp after Game 1, but the silver lining is that they can only get better in Game 2, we think. Just 9 assists as a team, 89 points scored, both playoff lows this season. Luka got his, but on 12 of 26 shooting. Kyrie just had 12 points. Despite all of this, Dallas is in a comfortable spot again, says Tim McMahon.
For better or worse, an 0-1 deficit is familiar territory for the Mavericks. Dallas has lost 6 of 7 Game 1s during Jason Kidd's coaching tenure. That includes double-digit losses to open the series against the Clippers and Thunder during this playoff run. In both cases, the Mavs managed to bounce back to win 4 of the next 5 games to move on. In fact, the Mavs have won all but one of their series under Kidd. The exception, the 2022 West Finals against the eventual champion Warriors. Dallas's confidence isn't rattled after a Game 1 loss, but they recognize they're facing a similar challenge in the Celtics. As Kyrie Irving said, We have to play 4 of our greatest games in order to win this series.